Yeah. Welcome to D Free Sports, where the NFL and not the NBA take the stage and hold center court. This be your channel for live, insightful commentary, your one fat source for combat sports. I hope you keeping up, cause I don't wanna lose y'all. Free got the illest insight on boxing and foosball. Hosted by D Free, this channel dives deep into the X's and O's, so what be stepping on toes? Of course your man Judah always flexing his flows. I hope you checking your tone, give mad respect for the show. This ain't a channel for hate, you dudes ain't smooth enough, and if you cowards wanna debate, my man will chew you up. A lot of streamers be frontin', son, get your money up. He broadcasting live from the District of Columbia. Subscribe now and stay locked all season long, and bob your head to the music of my theme song. Yeah, yeah. You know the deal. It's Judah Ben. Shout out to D Free. Broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. Word 'em up. Yo, tune in. He going live. NFL Sunday. Word 'em up. Yeah. 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 You know the deal. Judah Ben. Yeah. Chill and reset. It's Tommy from the BX. Boxing is the attitude. Survival is the reflex. We taking over. We got now and we next. Cowards jock the style, so he birthed a lot of rejects. His YouTube algorithm is an asterism. You can tell cowards fake from their mannerisms. They all settle less. Chromosomes double X. If you try to cross time and you in trouble, yes. Cats begin to live crying on the internet over their opinions. Faggot, I ain't into that. He got a catalog of long, deep interviews. That's the resume when you deal with Mr. Dillamouth. We can keep it civil or it get physical. You can take the window or the stairs, whatever interests you. Chime in, cause you might learn a thing or two. Mr. Dillamouth knocking out your wisdom too. Yeah. Yeah. You know the deal, son. Judah Ben. Tommy from the Bronx. I had to spin the block again. Word 'em up. Shout to the BX. New York City. East St. Louis in the spot.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Classic. We are back. We are back.
Yo, what's good? This is going up on a Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. You know, I don't do lives like this. It's just pop up here, pop up there whenever I want. I mean, boxing is kind of, you know what I'm saying, lately, you know what I'm saying? We've been getting some good fights in the past month and so, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I haven't really been all that interested. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to do the long intro on purpose because I'm here with my man D Free in the building. Salute to you, D Free. What's good with you? Hope everything is well. Before you do your intro, I did this for a reason. I wanted people to obviously hear the new intro and hear my man D Free's intro, but I wanted people to look and read the Twitter posts from Shakur and Devin, and I wanted you guys to really like kind of take it in and because I want to ask some questions. I want to see how people feel. So I'm gonna before I get to who's in the building, first and foremost, one of the greatest co-hosts in the history of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The most loyal out of all the YouTubers that I've dealt with. My man D Free, what is good with you, D Free?
We are back.
We are back.
What it do? What it do? All right. Thank everybody for tuning in. We got another hot one. What's going on with you, Thomas? It's been a minute since we been live.
I've been out of it. I've been watching other people's lives, and I've been participating on some panels and stuff like that. Shout out see Cam J in the building. He's one of them. Go subscribe to man Cam J Network. He has great content. He definitely lets you know what's going on in the sport of boxing every time he's live, and then he opens up the panel to let some people up give their opinions, and for the most part, very respectful panel. You do get a couple of people that be in their feelings and say some things and whatever, and I think it's all good. I actually like that portion as well because see some people think of me as they might think of me a nice guy, they might think of me crazy, they might say I'm a casual, whatever. But one thing you can say about me is I respect everybody's opinion and everybody's point of view. I like to see where everybody is coming from. I give them that respect, and I do that with the fighters as well. So I know some people may call me a glazer for some things. I don't like when people do that because I feel it's very disrespectful, especially to I'm a grown-ass man, you know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of people on this YouTube, they're grown adults, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a guy that's about to hit 50s. I don't need somebody to say that I'm, a glazer or a dick rider of another fighter. Like that's just too much, and that's extra. And I find that highly disrespectful. It's one thing to joke around and stuff, but to say that, you'd really disrespecting, me as far as like my point of view and the work that I put in. You know what I'm saying? Because unlike a lot of these people on this YouTube space or this content space or social media space, I've actually speak with a lot of fighters and communicate with them, whether they're on the channel or whether they're at the fights, a press conference weigh-in, or whether it's a Twitter, like an Instagram post, whatever. I'm conversing with them, you know what I'm saying, or on the phone, you know what I'm saying, and I show them the most respect as well they do me. So I'm not about to disrespect them, you know what I'm saying, in my point of views, you know what I'm saying, and I feel like when people come at me like that, is very, very disrespectful, you know what I'm saying, because I wouldn't do that to you. Don't come at me if especially if you don't come to my channel and you really don't see or hear what we're talking about over here, because you would know that I'm very fair across the board. You feel me? So I wanted to get that across, and that's what's kind of like making me like I go on when I want, whenever, you know what I mean?
Especially when some of those dudes that be coming at you need to go to the Olympics because they be out there joint riding. They ain't getting no money for this joint.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, bro. It's crazy. I'm gonna salute to people in the building in a minute. It's crazy because I'm monetized, right? But I really could care less. If I get a little something, it helps. You know what I'm saying? But what you guys don't understand, and I think for the most part, like D Free understands, and the people that rock me understand, is that I go to these fights, bro, and I don't go for free. Yes, I may get a credential. And I may get it, but I always buy a ticket, and I can post those receipts anytime you guys want. And as a matter of fact, I've bought in other people tickets as well, and I've brought them to fights, and made them feel comfortable. People can vouch for that. People have seen it, so I don't need to have to lay down and any specific traits or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, I do this for a hobby, bro. Like this is fun for me. I like doing this. I feel like. I've seen some other people do it. And I say, you know what? I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And when I originally started to do this, it was really for, to talk all sports. And I do that from time to time, but it's been mostly boxing. And I like it. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? But you do have a couple of goofballs here and there that just kind of get out of character. And then just to throw this out there before we continue, one of the guys that actually did call me that actually apologized as well. So I'm not really attacking him. I'm just saying in general how people be in the chats and they get out of line crazy and say stupid shit like I'm the one to steal on, right? Like Charlie Murphy said. Like, nah, man, it's just let's have fun, have our opinions, and be respectful. You feel me? So first things, let's not first things, but like third or fourth things. But salute to everybody in the chat that's watching right now. Salute to my man Juan plus Juan. My man Juan is in the building. Just ask Juan. My man Crush the Legend is in the building as well. Salute. I already said my man Cam J is in the building. Daniel Berry's Sports and Highlights, always supporting. Salute to you. Sunshine, Quee Sunshine is in the building as well. Salute to you. And I appreciate everybody coming through in the building. My man DP Rock is in here as well. Salute. My man Stormy B-Man is in here, man. Go subscribe to man Stormy B-Man, one of the best channels on YouTube. Another person that talks strictly boxing. Doesn't get into the politics and stuff like that. You know, and he's kind of like the Bible of boxing. One of the Bibles of boxing. I like to say I'm a little bit of the Bible of boxing, but I actually do a lot of research and Google and go back and watch stuff and whatever. But that was what's make the hobby fun. But Story B Man, he has it all, a lot of it off the top of his head. You know what I'm saying? So go salute to him. I appreciate him in the building as well. So let's get to it. I'm gonna start it off, man. I got mixed feelings about this. I don't really know how to feel about this. You know, and it's not anything to like to shit on any of these fighters, right? I just don't like the consistency and the inconsistency of some of these fans, and then of course the fighters as well. You say one thing one day, and then you go back the other way. And one of the main things I find about this catch weight is that it opens up, and I spoke about this earlier on Cam J's panel, is it opens up the opportunity for somebody to make an excuse if they lose. And it just kind of takes away a little bit of something from the fight. Now, with that being said, we don't know if this is going to be the actual next fight. It's just they're saying that they're actually going to make it happen at some point. I also believe, this is my opinion, that this is something Zuffa wants, and they kind of forced this to kind of happen as well. I'm not saying, Shakur put his foot down or Dev put his foot down. I think this is something Zuffa wanted, because both of these gentlemen are going to be making some big money and they're going to be signed to Zuffa. So I think, when it comes to Zuffa and the way Dana White likes to do this, you'll see he tries to put the best versus the best, right? So that's just my opinion. I think we'll know more about it. That's why no announcement has really been made as far as like them signing to Zuffa, even though we know that the direction they're most likely going to is probably going to be announced pretty soon. And I think this was part of the deal. This is just my opinion, bro. This is just my opinion. So D-Free, what do you think? What do you feel? Tell me just overall what you feeling and just shoot from there.
As far as the fight itself, if it happens, I'll be happy with it. This is a fight that we said we wanted to see. We wanted to see Shakur versus Devin. I'm not too much. I don't really care too much about them fighting at a catch weight. I didn't care if Shakur fought him at 47. What my whole take was Shakur, you can't make the demands of how the fight should go when you're the one that's calling the other guy out. If you're calling that guy out, you got to be willing to go to where that guy is at. And now, if Devin was willing to come down to 44, that's Devin prerogative. I have no problem with that. He's the one to know how bad he wants this fight. So if he's willing to go to 44 and fight Shakur, that's because he wants that fight that bad. I have no problem. But the thing is, these fans that were saying Devin is a weight bully, are you still going to call him a weight bully because he's going down to fight a smarter guy? Are y'all still going to have that same take? Y'all can't switch it up now because of Shakur. If y'all was calling him a weight bully, y'all got to stand on that because he's going down to fight a smaller guy. And at the same token, all these people that were saying, oh, Tank Davis fighting guys that catch weight or he giving rehydration clause that's soft. Well, these two guys are fighting at a catch weight. Y'all got to stand on that. Y'all can't switch it up because it's a guy that you like. That's the problem with a lot of these fans. Because when it's one of the fighters that they like, they want to switch it up and it's okay. But when it's somebody else, everything is wrong. If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for all. If it's right for one, it's right for all. You can't switch it up because it's somebody that you like or somebody that you dislike. Keep it 100. And that's the thing about me. That's why I keep telling everybody, I don't have a favorite. I can call these fighters out. I can give these fighters praise when they do something I like, when they don't do something I like, because none of these guys are my favorite. I don't have no cut cards when it comes to these fighters. Now, I'm not going to tear these fighters down, but if I say one thing for one guy, I got to say the same thing if another guy is moving that way. I got to keep it consistent because that's what I stand on, being consistent across the board. I hear a lot of people say that, but I see a lot of people switch up when it's one of their favorite fighters or when it's somebody that they don't like. So, me personally, I like to fight. It didn't matter to me if they fought at a catchweight. My whole take on it was, Shakur, you can't make that demand if you calling that guy out. You got to be willing to go where that guy is at. You're the one that's calling him out, and he's put in this daggone post or this tweet about Floyd and Canelo. Canelo was calling Floyd out. Floyd wasn't calling Canelo out. So Floyd said, "Yeah, I'm willing to go to a catchweight." Canelo was calling Floyd out. So Floyd was the one that threw out the 152 pounds. Floyd was actually going to go up. So it just, you gotta. If you like the fight, you like the fight. If you don't like the fight, you don't like the fight, regardless of where they fight at. You just got to be consistent. Me personally, like I said, I don't care if they fight at a catchweight, if they fought at 140, if they fought at 147. This is the fight that I wanted to see. If these guys are willing to fight at a catchweight, or Devin is willing to go down to 140, or Shakur is willing to go to 147, I'm not the fighter. They know their body. They know what they can do, what they can't do. So who am I to say, oh, no, this guy can't go down to 44 or this guy can't go to 47? They know what they can do. I don't know that. I'm not in the gym with them. I don't know these guys personally. So I'm cool with the fight.
I hear you, and I agree. I just, I think both fighters are at fault in some sense, right? I think here's the way I look at things as far as the way things have happened so far. I think it all starts with the list, right? Devin Haney and his father, mostly Dev, right? Because Dev is the boss, right? They put out this list, right? Calling out these fighters. And by the way, salute to everybody in the building. If I don't see you, I'm sorry, I apologize. But I swear, man, Mag7 in the building, man. And the greatest Tank fan you ever seen in your life is in the building. That's my man, Mag7 Life is in the building. My man 903 Boxing is in the building as well. Salute to you. And who else came through? My man Opulent LD's in the building as well. Salute to you. And who else came through? SPG Mello was good. Salute to you as well. But I guess it all started with the list. And I think people take things a little bit wrong, right? Like you say that people say that, Devin moved up, obviously. When that list came out, Devin was technically still a 140-pound fighter, right? He hadn't technically moved up. No, actually, that was after the 144 fight with Ramirez, if I'm not mistaken. So that was I believe it was after the Ramirez fight.
Yeah,
it was after the Ramirez fight. Yep. Yeah, so people kind of look at it as Devin's calling out these little guys or whatever. I necessarily don't look at it that way, right? I look at it as that Dev put 10 guys on the list, and he did it for a reason. And I believe in his mind, he says, these are the 10 guys that make more sense to what the fans want and who I believe are the top fighters. So people may look at it as disrespect. I think it's great respect, right? When you put a name like Shakur Stevenson on there, you're not putting Shakur Stevenson on the list because you think he's a bum. You're putting on the list because you feel like he's really good, and he's got a lot of fans that think he's one of the best as well. Tank Davis was on the list, right? I think Hitchens was like an honorary mention or something. Brian Norman was on the list, so forth. Ryan Garcia. These are guys that either he had much respect and felt like they were good, or guys that maybe had a title, or things that or guys that felt like it would make more sense as far as like what would sell. So I don't look at it as him calling out the smaller guys. I think he's just looking at it as like, these are top fights. These are, I'm giving you your respect. You're a top guy. I feel like I'm a top guy. Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Everybody's going to look at it a little bit differently. So I'm not looking at him like calling up the little guys. Listen, at one point they were both the same height. I know Devin has started his career a little bit earlier. Shakur took the Olympic route, right? And Devin's had most of his fights at 135, and now, gradually Shakur has gone up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Shakur, talking about catch weights and like he's not a 147-pound fighter, he's called out other fighters and said that he would fight them at 147 and no strings. And he's also been on record as saying is that weight doesn't matter. It's skills that matter, right? It was something to that sense. So it's hard to really take Shakur's side when he does that. He makes a point like, I haven't fought at 147 yet, right? And listen, as a fighter, you're in control of your own destiny. You feel me? So like nobody should really get it. If he feels like he's not ready to go 147, you can't call the man scared. You feel me? But when you go about saying, I'll fight Conor Benn at 147, what are you saying? You're saying that Conor Benn is just not good enough at any weight, and that Devin Haney is. So here's the respect thing again, right? People look at it as a duck, but it's more of a respect thing. No, it's saying, Devin 147 is a different animal than a Conor Benn at 147. You understand what I'm talking about? Did that make a little bit of sense? Because people may think that this is the way I think. This is the way I think when it comes to it.
You see it the same way we see it.
Yeah.
Conor Benn doesn't have the skills that Devin has. Conor Benn is a come-forward fighter. He swings nothing but big shots. He said, okay, I was in there with Williams Zepeda, and I was able to avoid the big shots with Williams Zepeda, who throws a lot more shots than Conor Benn. I think I can deal with Conor Benn as well. When it comes to Devin Haney, it's more of a chess match. He got a longer reach, and he's a boxer. I know he's gonna be sitting there trying to figure out a strategy to beat me the same way I got to figure out a strategy to beat him. With Conor Benn, it ain't really so much of a strategy with Conor Benn. It's just Conor Benn just try to overwhelm his opponent. So it's just the difference in the skill. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as so much of him scared of Devin Haney. It's just he knows Devin Haney is much more skilled than Conor Benn. Everybody looks at Conor Benn and say, okay, Conor Benn is really not that good of a fighter. I mean, yes, he beaten Chris Eubanks. That's probably the biggest. Well, that's the biggest win on his resume is Chris Eubanks. But Conor Benn is not that good of a fighter. So you look at Conor Benn almost in the same light as you would look a Mario Barrios or a Rolly Romero or somebody like that. He's not the guy that you would look at and say, okay, this guy is highly skilled. It's going to be a chess match if I get in the ring with him. It's not that type of fight. So that's how I think Shakur looks at Conor Benn. I know I can deal with his type of pressure. I've dealt with that before. With Devin Haney, he never really fought anybody with that type of skill level. So he's like, hold up. This a bigger weight. I never really got in the ring with somebody that's a pure boxer like Devin Haney. So it's going to be a little bit different type of task for me going up to a bigger weight, a weight that I've never been at, and fighting a style I've never fought in my pro career.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Shaw News in the building, the Source Experience. He kind of said he kind of feels the same way I feel a little bit. And this is what I said in the beginning. He says they knew that they was going to the table behind the scenes and just playing the online fans' emotion. And this is what and I feel like he's correct too. I feel kind of similar. I feel like Zuffa wanted this in order for them to sign. This is what Zuffa wanted. They wanted some sort of security, and the security was, listen, you guys got to fight each other. If you're doing a 3-fight deal, a 5-fight deal, whatever it is, one of those fights has to be with each other. I truly and honestly believe that. Maybe Sean Hughes doesn't believe actually the same, but I feel like that goes hand in hand to this comment as well. I totally agree with this.
I mean, if you look at this fight, I mean, if you're a boxing fan, the boxing fan won. If you're a boxing fan, the boxing fan won if this fight does go through, because this is a fight that a lot of boxing fans wanted to see. They wanted to see Shakur versus Devin. The only person I think lost in this whole scenario is Keyshawn. Keyshawn is the one that lost, because
not necessarily. Because
I'm gonna tell you why I think Keyshawn lost. I'm gonna tell you why I think, because Keyshawn was the one that said he wanted to fight Tio. That was his fight that he wanted at 140.
Yeah.
Shakur went up there and took that fight from him. They made Keyshawn the #1 contender, and the whole thing was Shakur was going to get the belt and he was going to drop the belt and give it to Keyshawn. Let Keyshawn take the belt. Shakur never dropped that belt. Now Keyshawn is Devin Haney's #1 contender, and they was about to mandate that fight. Now all of a sudden Shakur and Devin Haney is coming to agreement, and Shakur is taking another fight from Keyshawn once again. Because even when that whole thing between Bill and Keyshawn, Bill was like, "Oh, get your brother to okay with the fight," and he's like, "Look, I ain't got nothing to do about that. I just know I want that fight. I want that fight. I can't say what that man wants. That man, he makes his own terms. I know I want that fight. Me and Devin, let's make the fight."
Yeah. True. You're right. You're right. The reason why I kind of stopped you there was because I feel like that fight can still be made, and I feel like it doesn't necessarily mean that the next fight is going to be Shakur and Dev. It just means that they're going to agree to eventually one of the fights, whether it's a second or third, whatever the deal is. I'm also going to drop the link in the chat for people to come up and give their comments and their point of view as well. We can talk about it because I'm not feeling really fulfilled with this. I feel like there is a little bit of a game being played with our emotions when it comes to this, and I'm not really excited for it either.
It's always a game to be played. When we have this era of social media, we're not the only ones that's talking boxing and watching these channels. These fighters are listening to, their camps are listening to, so they know the atmosphere and the rumors that's going around of what the fans want to see. So they know, they're like, okay, let's cause a little bit of a heat between us so they could talk about us even more. They could talk about wanting to fight even more, because the more that they talk about they want to fight, the bigger that the fight becomes. So yeah, they're gonna do that because we have this social media era where everybody is on social media talking and everybody is listening. So of course they're gonna have people that's gonna come out here and say things, and they're gonna run back to the camp. Hey, they saying this about you. They saying you can't do this with Devin Haney, or they saying you can't do this with Shakur. And they're gonna feed on that. They're gonna go on Twitter, or they're gonna go on somebody else's social page and talk. So it's all a part of a game to build the fight, but you also gotta understand, if it's a fight that's realistic, then it's cool. You can talk about it. But when you talk about a fight that's not realistic, you just talking.
Yeah. Salute to my man Shaw News. I just want to make sure it's you. That's why I put it up on the screen. What's good, Shaw?
It's me.
Oh, what's good, bro?
It's all good, man. You know, I told you I was gonna pull up for you.
Yeah. I appreciate it, bro.
I just want to say something real quick, right? On this whole thing. You know the game, Tom.
Yeah.
We in the field. You deal with a lot of people behind the scenes, right? This fight been cooking. When they let Mike Coppinger and Chris Maddox throw the bait out there, it was cooking already. They got mad because they put it out. But this is the game. You know how the game is played. They let certain media throw the bait out to get it cooking.
Yeah, because that's where it started off with about they're gonna sign a Zuffa, and then Shakur was kind of, because they were still in the works. And I feel like this was one of the tweaks, or the little wrench in the middle, or whatever you want to call it, that was delaying everything. And I think with them, kind of agreeing to it, I think that's what's in the contract, because Dana wants, quote unquote, the best fights. Whether or not it's the best fights to us, to him, he's gonna want to put certain fights, and if you don't fight this guy, he's not gonna mess with you. So, and I think that's what it was. If they're gonna put all this money into it, then they're gonna go, because in my mind, and I don't know, not everybody's mind works different. It's like a fight like this is probably gonna be really close, and it's probably gonna be a rematch as well. And then they would hope it does good numbers, so that definitely gonna get a rematch. So they're just trying to build off of these two fighters, and they're paying them a lot of money. So
the whole thing was what you see what them tweeting about right now. It was the weight. Was they gonna come? Was they gonna come in the middle? Who was gonna crack? Because remember, Jay Prince put it out there initially, 144, and what's the name of them didn't crack. They came back 146.
Yeah.
And then they was like maybe 145, but now you see Devin cracking. Like, all right, fuck it, we'll do 144.
And you know what? He should get credit for that because he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you wanted to get that contract, then I kind of guess he kind of had to, and it's kind of messed up because it now turns to kind of Shakur's favor in this sense. You know, and that's why I say credit to Dev because you know what I'm saying. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I could beat you at this weight. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like it gets watered down a little bit because there's weight classes for a reason. Shit, I didn't like it when Pacquiao did it to Cotto, man. That was messed up. They drained Cotto, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Shakur openly said that Devin's gonna be drained. You know, fighting at 140, I think it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're not really trying to test yourself. You want the advantage, and that doesn't come across, you know, good to me. You feel me?
Yeah, but look, in all fairness, right? This is what they all do. Remember, Tank did to Ryan Garcia with the 136 and all that. Yeah, this is what they do, man. This is the game. That's just how the game is played, man. Especially when you're trying to make these big super fights. You already know, no disrespect to these dudes, but they all be on their diva shit, man. They all be on their diva shit, man. But you know look, I just wanted to pop in and kick it with you, man, because I always told you I was gonna jump on the panel. You know what I'm saying? And come through, man, because you always show love. And like I said, we be in the field together covering these fights.
Yep.
And like I told you, I always respect what you do in the game. A lot of things you hit me up behind the scenes with certain stuff. So I just wanted to just pop on and just give my 2 cents or whatever. And I appreciate you letting me on, man.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully I see you at the Xander fight. Your man Jahai Tucker is going to be on the card. He's got a great fight coming up. I think he's going to have a great performance as well.
Yeah, he got an opportunity to grab some belts too. You know, so that's the good look too. That if he wins, we ain't rushing the process. But if he's successful, that's really going to line him up for world titles, man. You know, they fighting for like USBL BLs and like I think a IBF Continental, different, you know, little titles that's gonna line them up and put them in position.
That's what's up. And my man Shaw News is Team Jahai Tucker, just in case y'all didn't know. So that's why we're at that. But are you gonna be at the fight?
I'm gonna try to, man. You know. Look, I just want to shout out to Famous Wilson and Big Vladimir. I was just out there working the Newark card, the R. Rodney Rice and Tiffy Bay joined in Newark, man. So,
that was this past weekend, right?
Yeah. One of my guys, Famous Wilson, he called a draw. Shout out to Famous, man. You know, I think he won the fight, but you know how the game is, man. He fought a Jersey City guy in Newark, and they called it a draw. But I think Fame did enough to win the fight. But you know how that is. When you fight a guy in their backyard, you got to really step. It can't be too close, because when it's too close, you know how that goes. They're gonna either give you the loss or they're gonna, you know, call the draw.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll definitely kick it with you. We'll talk. You know that. You already know. I definitely appreciate you pulling up on me. You know what I'm saying, and giving your opinion. We kind of agree. We usually see eye to eye when it comes to this as well. Anyway, so.
Yeah, but let me ask you this before I get off. Right, it's starting to heat up, man. I know you gave me your prediction at the press conference. what has your insider sources been saying about the camp so far behind the scenes, man? Because you know you connected over there. What are they telling you?
I still haven't changed. I'm going to be rooting hard for my guy. I'm going to be rooting hard for Xander. You know, I'm going to have my Puerto Rican hat on. I might even have a Puerto Rican shirt on. You know what I'm saying? But I got Boots winning in 6 or less.
Yeah, and look, I'm gonna put this out there. You know, Bosey's my man. I'm hearing Boots is hitting real hard, man. Look, that weight is looking real strong on him, man. And you remember what he said at the presser? Xander got a big ass head. How can
Yeah.
I miss that target, right? I'm just saying, from what I'm hearing, Boots is putting sparring partners down there in Philly, man.
I have a friend of mine that sparred with Boots, and he say he's hitting.
Yeah.
And my guy is built like a gorilla, bro. And
Yeah.
he's a 160-pound fighter.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Sparred with
that was
Boots.
crazy, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you brothers be good, man. I'm a tap out and I'll still be listening, y'all.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. Salute to everybody that's coming through in the building. My man Marky Dan is on the panel. The link is in there. If you guys want to come up, give your opinion, we could talk. Everybody's free to state their opinions. I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I may comment or whatever, but I don't disrespect anybody. So you're free to come up here. But Marky Dan, what you got on this? That little tweet, the tweet that I posted. With basically Shakur and Devin agreeing to fight at 144.
I mean, listen, if Devin Haney agrees to do that, I don't want to hear any excuses from him. Straight up, if he agrees to take that weight when there's really no leverage Shakur has, other than the fact that Devin Haney probably might not fight till later this year. If that's the only leverage Shakur has to force him to fight at 144, and he makes the decision to take that weight, I don't want to hear any excuses from the dude. If he loses, I don't want to hear, "Oh, I felt drained, I felt weak." You did that. Did nobody put a weapon to your head and force you to go down there? And then on the other part of it, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it. I like guys, especially when they're fighting for championships, or when a guy is moving up and you're fighting for the other dude's championship. I like it to be at the weight class, so you eliminate those type of excuses. I want everybody to come in and be at their best, but hey, you know, this is
I
this
agree
is
to a certain extent.
this is well. Let me just say this. I don't like this from Shakur. I mean, if you don't feel like you could fight at the weight, then it's plenty of smoke for you down there at 140. That's genuinely how I feel. Like I don't think you gotta go up there and then drag dudes down to catch weights 3 pounds under the limit. You know, I think I just heard Antoine and Pitbull Cruz, they got a fight coming up, but it's probably other dudes out there that he could fight. Just look around the division or something, or you go down to 135, or you pull O'Shaquie Foster up. One of the two. You could do either which one. But I don't like seeing guys do that, moving up the weights and then dragging champions down. But go ahead, Free.
Real quick,
No,
real quick, sorry. Salute to my man Cash Crypto in the building. You go right after D Free. But salute to my man our fella. We'll talk about this as well, because this is another thing. But how did Keyshawn get to cut in front of Brian Norman without doing any work at 147? Well, we know this just what Bob orders, right? What Bob orders, the top rank, the sanctioned bodies have a lot to do with getting their guys ranked higher than they should be. But go ahead, D Free.
Yeah, no, I don't see a problem with the 144 catch weight, because Devin fought Brian Norman, he was 146 pounds, so it's only 2 more pounds lower, and it's not that big of a drop. Now, if he was going all the way down to 140, or he was going down to 130 something, then yeah, that's a difference. But it's only 2 pounds lower than what you weighed in at your last fight. And if you can't drop 2 pounds lower, then you shouldn't agree to it. So I mean, once a guy agree to a certain weight, I don't use that as an excuse. I can't look at that as an excuse. The same way when Devin accepted the money from Ryan Garcia to make the Ryan fight, I can't use Ryan being overweight as an excuse, because you accepted it. You could have said no. You still would have got paid. You could have said no, but you wanted to fight that bad that you accepted. So once you accept the fight, that's on you. That's not on anybody else. That's not an excuse that you can use, because you had the ability to say no. If you that hungry for money, then you might need to find another career. Then, if that's the case, if you that hungry for money, you might need to find another career. So I can't take 144 and say, oh, he had it drained down. That's only 2 pounds lighter than what he fought at his last weight. I mean, his last fight.
I mean, but when you cutting down from at least allegedly what the reports have been saying, where like people say Devin
Once
Haney
again,
cuts down from 160, like
once
two
again,
pound, yeah, 2 pounds is a lot though.
once again, if that's the case, then you don't accept the fight.
I agree. I agree with you. That's what I said. I agree.
So
It's no
like I
excuses.
said, I can't. I don't like. I see people using that, but like I said, it's 2 pounds less than what he fought the last time. He was weighing 165 and he was fighting at 135. So I can't take that as an excuse. He ain't had no problem fighting at 135 when he was coming in on fight night at 165. According to Mauricio Suleiman, I don't know how true it is, but according to Mauricio, Devin was coming in at 165. So what's the problem now?
Who's that? Let me go ahead. Go ahead. Cash Crypto.
Cash Ethereum.
Yeah. You guys go ahead.
What up, fellas? What up? Wow. I agree with D Free about the excuse. I ain't never giving nobody no excuses, but after seeing all the talking that Shakur do all these damn time about all his damn skills and how he's so good and the weight don't matter, I just want to see a nigga prove what all the talking you be doing, man. So I don't really fuck with that nigga at all.
Do you think Shakur has no nuts?
He got gerbil nuts, man. He got itty bitty
He's-
little baby nuts, man.
Okay, I just wanted that to be clear.
I got Devin winning the fight. I only think that Shakur can fuck with Devin if he could drain him down to 135 or some shit like that. That's why he jumped in that ring all anxious to get that fight back there because he knew Devin was looking like a skeleton on the scale. But I don't think the skill gap is that far apart. Yeah, Shakur got better defense, but he don't really do much offensively than better. Maybe a little bit, but I think Devin got more. He was more aggressive. He not gonna be fearful of Shakur power, none of that shit. So I got Devin edging him on the cards if this fight do happen. Hopefully it do
I don't
happen.
think Shakur has ever fought somebody who has the ability to fight from a distance like Devin Haney. I don't think he's ever fought a similar style like his.
Yeah, he really never fought a slick back
Yeah,
fighter.
you're right.
This will be his first. He'll be the first one.
First one. They'll tell you they'll probably tell you all the times they've probably been in the gym and sparred guys like that, but you haven't been in an actual fight with somebody like that, and that's a big difference. We got Coach Eddie up here, and we got Ja up here as well. You guys are welcome to cook. Whatever, say what's on your mind. Appreciate you guys coming up.
What up, everybody? Peace and blessings.
But bro,
Salute to Ja. Salute to Ja.
Salute. Where D Free at? He in here?
He's
Yeah,
above you.
he's right above you.
No doubt. I ain't say. I just wanted to hop up on here. I thought this was a video premiere, so I was waiting for it to come on, and then I just
Nah,
seen that it
this
was
is like
live.
just
Yeah,
a
but like,
pop-up.
what y'all talking about? Shakur was it? It was Shakur. How should we feel about it?
How should we feel about them agreeing to this catch weight of 144?
I like that. I don't like that Keyshawn was trying to get the fight and then they started doing this. 'Cause I think they bluffing. I feel like Shakur got like some type of injury that he not fighting. I don't know if he gonna really take this fight. If he take the fight though, that'd be great news for me because that mean he could fight like if he willing to fight Devin, that mean he could fight anybody. And then I wanted to see this fight. I felt like I'm a Tank fan over all of them though, but I'm looking not but just like I'm a Tank fan over all of them, and I'm looking at it like, all right, y'all want to be the face of boxing so bad, and Tank not available to fight right now. Why y'all not trying to fight each other? Like y'all still talk about fighting Tank and not each other. Like the time is now. Like I want. That's what I've been saying. Like I want to see that fight now. Like what y'all waiting on? Unless y'all just never gonna fight. But I'd rather see it at 147, but it don't matter, 144, 147. It's still a fight that I want to see. But I would love to see Keyshawn get that fight. But it's probably too risky for Devin to take. I think that's messed up that Shakur doing that. I think that's messed up for real.
But I think, and then Coach Eddie, you go next. I don't think it's necessarily going to be next. Like I think they just wanted to make sure they agreed on it because in my personal opinion, I think that's part of the deal, the Zuffa deal. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the Zuffa deal that they had to agree on it, and it's in the contract that they have to fight each other. That's just my opinion. Maybe we'll hear more about it later. Maybe when they actually announce that they're signed to Zuffa, we'll see. But we got Blaze up here as well, my man, Coach Eddie.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully that's it.
yeah. So you
Yeah,
guys
Tommy,
can
what
chime
up?
in
What up?
anytime you want, man.
I mean, man, listen, man, Devin versus Shakur is the money fight. At the end of the day, it's like, I've been peeping with Keyshawn. I peeped that he didn't want to fight. He don't want to fight Keyshawn. As far as with the money for other fights that are options, and I think the point is, though, if Shakur ain't the next fight with Devin, it ain't Keyshawn ain't the next fight because he ain't taking that risk to not be able to come out victorious to get to Shakur. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to really make this Shakur fight and you coming down to 144, you're not going, challenge yourself into a fight like that with Keyshawn, and then you feel me, have to challenge yourself again with Shakur. For me, man, like I said, man, they make the fight and they agree to the terms. I'm all for it. I think they both got leverage. Shakur's number 3 on pound for pound. He got leverage for over Devin, where it's like, hey, you want to fight me, you can take my spot, but you got to agree to some of my terms. And Devin on the opposite end is at 147,
would
and they
you have
both got
liked it?
belts.
Would you have liked it if Sugar Ray Leonard dragged down Marvin
Hey,
Hagler to
listen,
158?
Listen, I don't care. If they agree to the fight, they agree to the fight. Because last I checked before this, they wasn't agreeing to the fight. Shakur wasn't coming
Absolutely.
up, even though he contradicted himself about going to 154 and they was knocking him for that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, if they don't want to
But
agree to
why
the
you don't
fight, I
got the
don't care.
nuts to move up, Blaze?
I don't care about that. Because one thing about it is if you look at where Shakur is at, 130, 140 or whatever, I mean, he got a whole lot of work down to where he's at. So it's very interesting when Keyshawn, then since I seen January 29th, right after he weighed in with Jermaine, ran up on Bill and said, after I stop Jermaine, I want Devin. It's real interesting that they don't want to just make that fight. You feel me?
I
He
mean,
done
I
put in his
agree. I agree.
paperwork.
Keyshawn
He's
don't got the
number one
nuts
at
either.
147. You guys got to understand why he don't want to make that fight. And I know why he don't want to make that fight. He don't want to make that fight because if you look at the Keyshawn fight, you look at the Shakur fight is way more money. You feel me? I'm going to do shits and giggles and call it a duck, but it ain't a duck because the money fight is versus Shakur. Shakur know that. Shakur got the leverage. Both of them guys don't want to budge on their leverage. So then it's all about the money that's behind the fight. And
It
so if
sound,
all
it
indications are saying
sound
is Zupa, then these guys done held out for both of them to make more money fighting each other at 144 than they would have made if they would have just accepted the offer for 147 or he just accepted the offer to come down.
Shakur ain't
You
got
know what
no
I'm saying? It's an open
motherfucking leverage,
negotiation.
bro. You making
it
up some
sound like a
mythical
brother,
leverage.
Yes, he do.
brother
Just
boy
not
ain't
forgetting is he
fighting.
don't got to fight Devin. Cash.
I
He
think
don't
that
have to fight him.
Devin is doing himself a disservice though. It's easier to come up than it is to go down, man. It's much easier for Shakur if for Devin to
Sound
come
like a
down.
bunch of brother
Well,
boy
that's what I'm saying.
politics.
So if Devin goes down and does him a disservice, that says a lot about Devin and his options. Or it says a lot about Devin where it's like he can make 144 and he'll wash his Shakur for the bread at 144. I'm not, listen, bro, if they agree to the fight, bro, I'm not making no excuses for these fighters. I'm not.
The
I can
key,
get there is them
the
excuses
Keyshawn fight
because
is a better fight.
the Keyshawn fight is the better fight, but the Keyshawn fight is more risk, way less money for Devin. That's why he won't just because if it wasn't, he say, yeah, all right, I'm gonna fight you, and then I'm gonna fight him. Because if he fights Keyshawn and beats Keyshawn, the Devin versus Keyshawn fight is bigger. See what I'm saying? So that's how I know he don't really want to take the risk. He's be like, oh, you want to fight? Oh, yeah. You guys don't think this dude's 14 fights in, he's inexperienced. I'll watch him. All right, I'm gonna watch you first, and then the storyline's bigger. He done beat a Shavenger, you feel me? And he done boxed Shakur in as far as Shakur not wanting to fight. And then if he go to 144 after he beat Keyshawn at 147, then he really's got shit lit. You feel me? But for
Man,
me, it's like, hey,
his junk food gazy, man. Look, man,
with
Devin ain't.
Devin,
By the time Devin get in the ring, it'll be almost a year, brother.
hey,
Almost a year, man.
coach, though, listen to me. I'm not holding Devin like that because I asked Bill yesterday in Coach Malachi's super chat, and Coach Malachi asked Bill, this is what I asked Bill. I said, hey, Bill, is Devin going to be ringside at the Boost versus Zayas fight? He didn't answer the question. See what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey,
Man,
that's the other
they don't
money
want
fight.
this. They don't want that smoke, man. And I'm
That's
glad
the
you
other
brought that
money
up.
fight, though.
But
I
they don't
know, but
want
what
that
I'm telling
smoke.
you is when Bill and Devin and Bill running around doing his media thing and doing his shell game, hey, bro, I'm not missing what's going on over here because the reality is, hey, all the fights available for Devin and Shakur are wide open. The money is there for them to be made. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna want to make the biggest fights because these guys ain't never been number one pay-per-view or nothing. But the model doesn't change because this is some streaming shit that's about to happen. This shit's probably gonna be on Netflix. You feel me? And ain't no telling how they build the undercard for this shit. You feel me? If they get Shakur versus Devin,
Okay, I
because
got
the
a question
demand
for
for the
you.
fight's there.
If they do make this fight and this fight is a dud, what does this do for boxing?
I don't think it's a dud, bro.
Hey,
And here's
Blaze,
why.
Blaze, this
Here's
No,
fight
no,
being on
I just asked a
Netflix,
let me
It's
question.
a
this
land.
is
question,
Let
I
me
said
guys.
land real
if
quick.
It's a good
Cash,
if
let
it's
me
a
question.
let me
dud.
cash. Let me answer this and get out the way because it's very brief for me. I don't think the fight will be a dud because if Devin and Shakur fight, they know what's on the line. They're gonna put it on the line because one of them's about to knock
Man,
the other off for the rest of their
Man, they
careers.
might get out there and stink it up, man. They might
Mhm.
stink the
If you
joint up.
say so, I don't think so.
We seen Floyd and Pacquiao stink the joint up.
Man, they were old though.
They stunk it up though,
They
man.
were old, coach.
We
They were
wait
old, coach.
we waited 10 years for that fight, man. They stunk the
Coach,
joint up, man.
coach. They were
man.
old.
I mean,
These
what
guys are
I
in
say,
their
I don't
prime. These
think
guys,
either
when
guy.
when when look, when Floyd and Pacquiao fought, they both wasn't on the pound for pound list at the time. They were 1 and 2 when they wanted to fight. The fight
Man, that
started
pound
happening
for
with
pound
Pacquiao
list, you throw that
when
in the
Floyd
garbage
retired
can,
against
man.
De La Hoya, and then Pacquiao got elevated to #1 at lightweight. That was like 2008 or something.
But
I
what? But
remember the fight didn't happen till 2015. It was old. It was stale. It was just the names. This right here is prime versus prime because win or lose, whoever fight this fight, then they got to get back in there and reprove their greatness.
but now
So
the
this is what I'm telling
guy.
you. That's why it's like shout out to Boost and Xander because it's like say what you want about that. Win, lose or draw, Xander's gonna be around. You feel me? Win, lose
But
or
them
draw,
two
Boots
guys,
is
they
gonna be
got the
around after
styles to
this
make an
fight. This shit
action-packed
ain't
fight,
no
though.
old versus young. This shit ain't no disadvantages. This ain't nothing. This is 154 unification. And then we start looking at, hey, these guys want to go undisputed. Looking at Pandora. Looking at I forgot the boy across the pond, Josh Kelly. You see what I'm saying? It's like, nah, bro. These is the fights that we want to see. Match him up. And for
But
Man,
me,
this
it's
those
like,
are
fight,
hey, man,
fun
Devin
styles,
Haney
though,
going
Blaze.
Shakur fight gonna be like watching paint dry, brother.
no,
I'm telling
watch
you, man.
they sparring when they was kids, wasn't
Man,
it?
that bro, they cause they
When
got
they
headgear
sparred, it
on,
didn't look
man.
like paint drying.
They got headgear on, man.
Well, listen, bro, they got it all on the line. See, that's the thing. And that's why I be like, people be thinking I be bullshitting. Like, if Devin fight Keyshawn, I got Keyshawn stopping him. And the reason why it's like, hey, I can respect anybody's opinion who thinks Devin's going to outbox him. He got enough tape, he got the experience, he got the resume. I'm not arguing with that. But what I'm thinking with me is like, hey, man, I think Keyshawn's that gifted that if this fight end up being close and Devin knows he got to engage to win the fight, he'll get caught in the mid range. He'll get in the blender. You see what I'm saying? And Keyshawn can hurt him. And I think he'll stop him because Devin's not gonna survive the fight. You feel me? At the end of the fight, he's gonna down, he's gonna fall on his shield, just like I think Keyshawn will fall on his shield trying to win the fight. Like these fights, these prime versus prime, it makes them fight, bro. The shit can't be weak. You see what I'm saying?
I,
That's why even when Devin was getting dropped by Ryan, he kept getting up and engaging because this
Only
is it.
thing,
You see
only
what I'm
thing I
saying? So that's why I
disagree
don't
with
believe
though,
the fight's gonna
Fade.
be weak. I'm gonna land my plane right there
Who
But
that
before I keep
that
going
that
space?
was
on the
a
panel.
great style
Who
matchup,
who
though,
that
because Ryan
space?
Garcia is a
Blaze,
guy with
Blaze.
fast hands
Blaze.
who will try to knock you out.
Hold
And
on,
then,
Mark.
like you, what you say?
A
Go
Hold on,
Bla-
ahead,
hold
go
on, hold
ahead,
on, hold on. John, go ahead.
A
go ahead. My
Blaze.
bad.
Like only thing I disagree with is Keyshawn. Like I think he underrated. He a lot more patient. I don't got him. Like he always been a patient fighter even since the amateurs. Like I think him showing a little bit of urgency is stepping up on his pro level. Like he too patient to fall on his shield trying to beat Devin. Like that's gonna be a real chess match until it start getting a little bit messy. Like Devin trying to land on Keyshawn, he could make him pay for every time he try to land. And I honestly think Keyshawn is better at that that rangy fighting style. But I just think he didn't get a chance to prove it against. I mean, I feel like he proved it against Jermaine Ortiz, but that wasn't good enough for people.
Hmm.
That's all I had to say.
We got my man Cam J in the building, my man BVO. Which one of y'all can go first? Y'all could, but go ahead. Y'all got the
Shit,
floor.
I ain't gonna be too long. I ain't gonna be too long. Salute to the fellas, man. My brother TD and D Free, man, and the fam up here, man, for sure. Man, me personally, man. I don't have no problem with the fight with Devin and Shakur, man. Me personally, I mentioned it earlier on my show. Like, I'm just ready for these guys to finally get some action, man, and stop doing all this talking, man. There's too much capping and chatting out here from these guys. This guy gonna fight that guy, then they fighting another guy and all of that. There's too much talking, man. Just hopefully these guys can get in the ring. Now, my thing is, I've been on record saying myself, I feel like Devin don't have to compromise for Shakur going down to 144. If Shakur want to fight that man, he should go up to 147 to fight him. But Shakur, he don't want to fight at 147 right now, so motherfuckers can't really force him to do so. But if Devin is willing to go down to 144 to fight that man, run it. Let's see it. You know what I mean? Now, is this a big fight? Yes, it's a big fight. Is it a Netflix fight? No, this is not no Netflix fight. It's not no ROI on these guys fighting on Netflix. So let's be real. You got to be realistic here on that. This is a Ring Magazine Zuffa type of event for these two guys. I mean, and that's what we're going to end up seeing out of these guys. That's just the fact of the matter. But hopefully this fight gets to the finish line, man, and we don't do all this capping and chatting for nothing, talking about these guys on this shit, man, for sure. But we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Now, Keyshawn, on the other hand, a little sticky on his behalf. I know he went live earlier for about 15 minutes, popping it earlier. Talking about the man Devin ducking and won the fight Shakur at a lower weight class and stuff. So it's a lot of crazy stuff out here, man. Like I said, it's a wildfire in boxing right now, bro. It's so much crazy stuff going on, man. But it's crazy, man. Salute.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I'm glad you said that too, because I think this could lead to the fallout between Shakur and Keyshawn. Because like you really taking food off my plate now, man.
It could be. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Salute to my man Jay Will. Jay Will 38 with the $2 cash super chat. Appreciate you. He says fire panel. Appreciate you, man. Much love and peace and blessings to you. Appreciate the support. Continue. Go ahead, and we got BVO also on deck. But go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be too long. I'm just saying, like if Keyshawn was in line to get that fight, and then Shakur kind of backdoor him and get the fight, you know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, you just hit me up for a few $1 million, you know what I'm saying? I can knock this dude off, and you gonna step in front of me like that. So I think eventually, them two probably gonna wind up falling out in a minute. You know what I mean? Because now you stepping on my toes.
You think the brother boy is gonna fall out?
And it's the
man,
second time too, Coach.
You just hit me for a few $1 million, man.
Hey, Coach, it's
that's
the second time it happened, though.
But that's
You know
his
what I'm saying?
brother, though, Coach. That's his brother.
That's his brother,
bro.
though.
You still can't be doing me like that, though, bro. That's my fight.
That's big money. Hey, that's big money, Coach. Like I said, Keyshawn was really upset about it. He said he want to fight Shakur live on Kick.
He should turn up on him, man, bro. You don't hit me, bro. You don't hit me for about 10 M's, bro. That costs Keyshawn probably 10 M's.
Maybe like 4 or 5 or something.
Hey,
like
that's still a lot of bread, though. That's still a lot of bread,
Coach. If Keyshawn had done what he was supposed to do and wasn't being a drunk, he would have got the TO fight. He'd have been TO mandatory after he dropped the belt at 135.
If he didn't drop the belt?
Look, Shakur get more leverage, though, if Keyshawn beat Devin first, too. I don't know if he even thinking like that, but he got more leverage if Devin loses to Keyshawn.
But Shakur don't care about the fight like that to have more leverage of Keyshawn.
But what about Jay Prince?
Jay Prince is the manager. In front of Devin.
Jay Prince is the manager. He the one supposed to be calling the shots.
Jay Prince, and when he calls the shot, Jay Prince is in his best effort. It's in his best interest of Jay Prince promotion to do the Shakur versus Devin fight because that's the most money.
But that ain't what Jay Prince wanted the Keyshawn fight first. That's what he said.
It looked like they put the paperwork in for Keyshawn.
I kind of hear what, and I'll just say it because I know Tommy wanted to let BBO go. I kind of see what Coach is saying. Like if Shakur go in there and win that fight, it will make sense because like what other fights is out there for Keyshawn? So it would make sense for Keyshawn to break the bridge, to burn the bridge, and then say I want to fight Shakur.
Whoa, wait a minute. I'm sorry. And I'm going to introduce my man BVO. There's a lot of fights out there for Keyshawn. First of all, he
Like
just got
who?
ranked 147, and he
Brian
hasn't even
Norman.
fought at 147. There's a
Norman's
bunch of
there.
fights there for him.
In-house
That ain't
top
big
rank.
But
enough bread though.
I
I
don't.
know.
TD,
Yeah,
The
but
bread,
still,
TD,
you didn't let
He
him
not
done
getting
it.
that's
his
did
why
you
due.
hear?
Keyshawn
You
said.
Big bread.
honestly haven't done enough to earn a fight with Devin.
Yeah,
To
he
be
got to
real,
work
And
his
Hey
listen,
way
we
and I
up.
ain't
love
hearing
hey
that,
Keyshawn.
TD,
Thomas.
did you hear me
We
earlier?
ain't hearing that earning
Speak
enough.
about
He
him saying that.
mandatory
Hold
though.
on, hold
That's
on, hold on.
crazy.
Everybody can't
Guys,
talk at once. Come on.
yeah,
Hold
Hey
on, hold
TD,
on,
did you?
y'all.
Hey, did you hear? He said in the live that he'll fight Brian Norman Jr. next, and in his live stream, in his live on Instagram earlier too. So that's a
Yes.
fight that I would love to
Listen,
see him
Keyshawn
Yes.
Brian
spazzing, bro,
Norman
because
Jr. next if
Keyshawn
he want to
tired of
make that
everybody
happen. If he
running.
don't fight Devin,
but before
Keyshawn
we
a
get into that,
perfect mandatory though. You get all the credit for fighting Keyshawn as your mandatory.
But
yeah,
Top
yeah,
Rank
he
will
would.
want that title shot for Keyshawn so they can get that extra fight with him.
After
So
You
real
know what
quick,
I'm saying?
BVO,
let
I
my
want to
man
try to see if I can slide
let,
in.
let my guy come up before he beats me up when I go to Cleveland. My man BVO, Cleveland's own, is in the building. What's good, BVO?
Hey man, peace to the fan, man. Appreciate my man She letting the black man up here. But I'll say this, man. The ironic thing is this. Bill is doing a hell of a job with the propaganda. Again, we talking about a dude who ain't fought in almost 7 months. It'll probably be a year before he fights. So shout out to Bill on doing a good job with this pump fake. I would say this. People might not agree with this, but I think Keyshawn is a very, very skilled guy. If you watch him fight, people got to remember Jermaine Ortiz was considered a poor man's Devin Haney. The brother had never even been down. Keyshawn stopped him. I
He
think as
punched him in
patient
the
as
face in the
Keyshawn is,
first round, BBO, and had him spooked from the first round.
I think when you look at Keyshawn, I think Keyshawn is a very, very good fighter. And we all know who Little J is. Little J, I think whatever fight comes. Because at the end of the day, Shakur got plenty of work at 140. The fact that Pitbull Cruz is gonna fight Antoine before him is diabolical, as my brother Claymore would say. That's
That's
diabolical.
in-house PBC. That's in-house
But
PBC
that's
though,
still
BBO.
diabolical, man. I'm just saying that's diabolical, bro. At the end of the day, if you say you want to be the best, you got to fight the best. And we have seen when it comes to, at least for me, everything you talk about Devin Haney on is like fights at 35. At the end of the day, man, anybody with a brain knew he's gonna beat the life out of Brian Norman. Brian Norman was just a little hustle that happened to win in San Diego that night. We knew that night, and B Norman Sr. is my guy. Devin Haney had that fight easy. That wasn't even a fight. But for me, I just think it's so crazy. Everybody just like feeding on this thing as if Devin Haney ain't got no power to do nothing. If he was such a star, man, he would already have had a fight by now. At the end of the day, if he fight Keyshawn, he do. If he fights Shakur, he do. Shakur ain't got to do nothing but what he been doing because Shakur just went in there and won the Ring Magazine championship. I know everybody wants to hate on that, but that's legacy in itself. I think he was a 2 or 3 time Ring Magazine champion. That's special.
Mm-hmm.
So he got plenty of work to do at 140. So we can sit here and talk bad about Keyshawn or whatever, but Keyshawn and Devin ain't no big fight. These are two undercard niggas, man.
Yeah, they ain't.
Both of these dudes is
They
undercard
ain't for
dudes. Like
fighting.
when Tio
Hey,
told Uncle Rich that he was gonna fight Shakur, I was like, dang, that's a good fight. But hey, you see my face when you said it to me. I said, for Uncle Rich, he said, yeah, that's gonna be the next fight. And it is what it is, and it was exactly what I thought it was. It was a dud. And I'm gonna tell you, if you get Keyshawn versus Devin, you're gonna have to find a bigger fight to make that a main card.
come
Because
on, man.
that's not no
Now
card we're gonna
BBO
spend no
might be
$80 on.
Come on,
BBO
man.
might be telling the
Hold
truth,
on.
man.
Now listen. This is a no pickle pull zone. This is Sports Talk Network. So I understand people. Love Devin. They love Shakur. All I'm saying is this: them niggas ain't worth $1 million with $1 in their pocket. This fight ain't worth a food stamp because if it was, it would already happen.
See,
Y'all
that's
said Ryan.
diabolical.
They said Ryan versus Tank was a big fight. The fight happened immediately. Fights that make money happen. This has been a fight they've been kicking the can down the road for a long time. I don't even know if the fight's gonna happen. And if it do happen, what does it really prove that Devin Haney's a good guy at bringing niggas up? I mean, it's a lose-lose for both guys. There's no winning that. What Devin should be focusing on is getting the IBF belt or figuring out how to get the WBC belt and get some money. Because really, all this stuff we talking
Yeah.
about is all these fights ain't about to happen, and they sure as ain't gonna happen next. So I'm not about to talk about some stuff that was happening in 2027. Y'all
Hey,
know for a
hey,
fact he ain't about to fight no Keyshawn, then come back in 3 or 4 months and come back and get no depth and come get some Shakur. Man, stop it, man.
Yeah,
If everything we talking about is probably the end of 2027. I'm tired of these damn fantasy fights. I want to see some real fights, man. Like we got a big fight coming up, man. We got my man.
Bam.
Supposedly we got McKalian supposed to be going against Ja Obatied, and we supposed to be getting. They said they're gonna strip. I don't know if they are gonna do it, but they said they're gonna strip Usyk of the WC belt if he take the fight against Rico. I'm hearing that. I heard my man Caballero said Deontay Wilder's a bitch and he'll beat him. That's a hell of a fight. So I don't know. I want to see real fights. All this,
ain't no hell of a
this
fight.
little fake gang bang, this side of this man. Fuck both them niggas. I want to see a fight.
Damn.
That's why I want to see them crash into each other.
Let me know when I
That's
can
why I
Fuck
want
Little
to see a
J,
fight.
fuck Bill. I want to see a best fight the best. That's it. Forget these manager niggas. I'm tired of them niggas. They whack, bro. I want to see the best fight the best.
BVO, you want to see the best fight the best, but you shitting on that fight. That's the nastiest take you ever did.
Dude, who the hell on what planet would somebody say Devin is this monster? When and how? Did you see the fight with Loma? Loma was about to stop that nigga. Did you see the fight?
Shakur is definitely the best at 140, and some people say Devin is best at 147.
According to what? Did he fight Gary yet? I don't think he did. So until he did, all this is like it's semantics, man. You just making it up because it sound good.
Both of these guys has been going up, winning belts. They've been
what money have they made, bro?
Man,
when have you ever bought a ticket? When have you
man.
ever bought a ticket and seen them say, you know, this Devin Haney spot? Devin Haney was an undercard to bitch ass Benavidez and Yard. Y'all remember that? Devin was an undercard on that. He was a ring card girl.
Yeah, why do you hate so many fighters? You
I don't know.
Benavidez and bitch ass. What is happening right now?
Thomas. Let me say this, Thomas.
Go ahead.
What's his name? You know, Devin is only conceding to go down to 144 because that's big money. That money is coming from, you know, Turkey or Saudi. You know what I mean? So I don't think that he should go down there, but he want his money and he want the Shakur fight. Keyshawn is in the mandatory position, but he not the mandatory right now. Some people have Shakur and Keyshawn beating Devin, you know. So for Devin to fight one or fight the other, it's not a duck, especially when he don't have a promotional company, and that's that money that's on the table he wants, and he wants to fight Shakur for that money. So he will.
Why don't he got a promotional company, bro?
Because he's still trying to milk the Saudis. That's why he wants that money. That's what he want to do.
Bill runs his mouth and writes essays like a hoe all day. That's okay. That's okay. And I love Bill.
It shows
realistically, when have you ever listened to a pimp and believed them? What are you guys talking about? I understand a lot of you guys are from the suburbs, but I've never listened to no damn pimp about nothing.
It's not. This
dude is a pimp, dude. What is he going? You think he's gonna tell you the truth?
BVO, they are.
How many times have we heard Bill give breaking lies? Like my man Stringer said on the wire, he's paid to lie. That's what he does.
BVO, man, promoting is promoting. You feel me? Promoting is promoting.
It's not promoting.
That's not promoting. And you know what it is? And that makes sense, Blaze. Of course, you would like somebody that spews bullshit and not give you real stuff. You don't got to do that.
Take it easy.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
BVO got loose lips like a female on Friday night.
I haven't heard BVO like this in a minute.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, all I'm saying is this, and y'all can forgive me for this because I spent so much time doing this YouTube shit. I get so tired of like these fantasy fights you're never gonna see. Like you're never gonna see Keyshawn. You're never gonna see no Shakur versus Devin anytime soon. I want a fight that's gonna happen sometime soon, so I can plan to make a trip to go to the fight. That's all I'm saying.
Fight. They both don't got to fight, and somebody is.
And they sure as ain't about to fight each other. They made that clear too.
Somebody is offering big money for them to fight.
Where they gonna make the money back at, bro? Because a lot of niggas that's on YouTube, they're not coming to no fights. So where they gonna make the money at?
The whole thing is, it's not about whether they're gonna make the money back. Since when does the fans started caring about promoters making money back?
Yeah, we don't.
If the promoters is they gonna waste their money on the fight, that's on them. We just want to see the fight. I don't care if a promoter lose every single dime on a fight.
that I want to see happen. That's their fault. They overpaid. That's not my
Man,
fault.
What,
If
like,
you
what are
go
we
out,
talking
if you
about?
if you go out and you pay $100,000 for a Toyota Camry, that's on you. That's on you. You paid $100,000 on a Toyota Camry. Ain't nobody say you go do that.
This is why I'm saying that. This is why I'm saying that, free, because I know everybody wants to sound cool, make it sound like they saying something so profound. But I've seen Showtime go to hell. I've seen was it
No,
Triller get out of boxing. These people are leaving our sport because of these bullshit ass fights that don't make no money.
no,
Hey,
Alicia
BBO, they all
Bumgarner,
been losing money,
Alicia
man.
Showtime.
Bumgarner couldn't
Show,
sell at the damn
no,
Hulu
So
room.
Showtime.
hold on.
Showtime.
Ask BBO this. Who do you
Showtime
want to
ain't
see
had nothing
fight?
to do with. I mean, boxing ain't had nothing to do with Showtime getting off. Dog, they got bought out by
Bingo.
another network. They got bought out
But
by
them,
another network.
but
That ain't had
it
nothing to
ain't,
do
it
with
wasn't making
boxing.
money, bro. Be free, it ain't,
That
it
it
wasn't
had.
making money.
Dog, do you
I
know?
just,
Do you know? Do you know? Showtime is known for putting on movies, not
I,
boxing
I
events.
know,
They're
and what
known
I'm
for
trying to
putting
tell
They've
on
been
you
movies.
doing
is
So the
SoapBox for
movies
they
30
that,
years,
shuttered,
free.
they shuttered.
what you're talking about is it has nothing to do with boxing. That had nothing to do with boxing. It was because they was losing money across the board. It had nothing to do with boxing.
Yeah, and and what I'm trying to tell you is them stations and networks, they subsidize boxing. ESPN was subsidizing boxing. They wasn't making money on it. Showtime was
No,
subsidizing boxing.
ESPN is
Hold up.
still
D,
putting.
D, D,
E,
hold up.
e,
D, hold on. D,
Hold
D,
on,
hold on. Bro,
no,
let me
Let,
finish my thought. You
no,
just interrupt me.
platform,
No,
nigga,
let
be
no.
me finish,
quiet.
bro.
Hold up.
Let me finish, bro.
ESPN is
let
still
D
putting
Free
on
go ahead.
boxing. ESPN is still putting on boxing. They didn't stop putting on boxing. They just stopped dealing with Top Rank.
With top rank, right?
Showtime went out of business. HBO went out of business. It had nothing to do with the boxing industry. They got bought out by another company. It had
Listen,
nothing to
I
do
hear
with
that,
boxing.
but what I'm trying to tell you is even when they got bought out, they would have kept it if they was making money. I just read an article from September 20th, 2025 today, where they was talking about, just the state of boxing and all that. And they said the investment group that was largely behind PBC lost 400 million. They said the zone lost 7 billion during the same time period. Boxing been losing money on
$500
these
million.
fighters.
But they forgave it
400,
because they got
400
out.
million.
But
That's
You know what
the,
I'm
cause they
saying?
gave that
400
food. They
million.
cause they gave that food Canelo all that money. They should have
But
never
Because
I
gave
mean,
that
they
food that
gave
listen,
it,
this is
money,
what I,
man.
this is what I,
the
hold on.
platform
Let me
to
just
the
say this and I get
networks.
out the way. Let me just say this one thing. I get out the way. I understand that nobody cares when we don't have no way to watch boxing, but on whack ass the zone at 12 o'clock at night, you know, at least for me, I would love to see some prime time fights at 8 o'clock. I would love that. The fact that they got Shakur, I mean not Shakur, they got my man Mason about to fight on TNT. I think that's a good look. I just think at some point, as fans, we got to be realistic. Our favorite sport is spelling. We could call it what we
It's
want.
not the same,
I
BBO.
These
Listen,
niggas,
disagree.
this
I
ain't what we
totally
these
grew up
people
on,
disagree
don't.
bro.
with that.
These just go to your local barbershop and see how many boxers people know. If I hear another nigga tell me about Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard or Mike Tyson, when Mike
Hey,
Tyson
you
came back,
got to blame the
my
boxers for that
Chaldean,
though.
my
Yeah.
Chaldean dude who I see every day. I said we do trucks. I see him every day. He said Mike Tyson's coming back. I'm just trying to tell y'all whether y'all agree with me or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm just telling you from what I've seen in the street, people are not paying attention to boxing. It's just a bunch of us hardcore
Yeah, they're gonna
niggas who
throw
be
out a
on here
paper.
every night doing this.
Yeah.
It's not a big sport like it used to be. It's not the sport that my dad, your dad, or grandfather was watching. It's not the same.
So
No,
so
of
Yeah,
why
course.
is
I
that?
mean,
agree.
of course.
Why is
I
that?
mean, I would say this though, for as I disagree for as like the sport is failing because it's a lot of action out here, man. Pro box be active. We just seen Boxer. They just signed with the zone today. You know what I mean? You got, Top Rank active, Madstrom, Queensberry. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of action out here. I think what it is we're talking about a lot of the guys that's in the media that's talking about fighting this guy and that guy, but these guys are not actually fighting, but we're not actually tapping into the actual
We
fights
ain't
that
got no
we
heavyweights,
feel
brother.
like the fights that we're
Yeah.
actually having. Like I talked about it on my show yesterday where you got Bam Bam fighting this Saturday. You got the ladies, man. MVP this Saturday on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? O'Shea and Tierra Brown, they getting it cracking this week. And then, end of this month, Boots and Xander. Then follow up with Abdullah and Joe Cardina and that card, man. Like, it's a lot of action coming up, man.
Rams on Saturday.
A lot of people do a lot of complaining on what we're not getting and not appreciating what we actually are getting, and we have some great fights coming up. I mean, I think that's a problem with some of the boxing fans that we have. You're not appreciating what we are getting, and motherfuckers is worried about what we're not getting so much. That's the issue.
Well, Cam, you go to these fights, bro. This is the thing. When you go to these fights, man, it's just a different thing from I remember going to a Roy Jones fight and when I was 8 years old in 98. Just the feeling when I remember Roy would play basketball all damn day, then he'd fight and knock a motherfucker out at night. I'm saying what I grew up seeing, and you older than me probably. You remember how boxing used to be. It was an event. It doesn't feel that way now. I feel like a lot of niggas just pump faking now. Roy Jones,
these dudes don't fight enough.
Roy Jones took his ass up and when it got James Toney, it wasn't no talking. Say it again.
There wasn't no social media back then.
That's the problem. Some of the fighters is the issue. They are the issue. Some of these guys is not performing and not doing their part to make this shit exciting and entertaining for us to fuck around and want to buy their fights and watch them again. That's just the fact of the matter right there.
We ain't got no heavyweight either. I don't care what y'all say, but Deontay Wilder was fighting, bro. We would look forward to that. Well, Wilder
we got heavyweights. The niggas just not from America.
We look forward to Wilder fight.
About American heavyweights though.
We just ain't got no American heavyweights.
Like BBO keep putting down David Benavidez, who's out here fighting.
Yep, he's up here in my section.
Yes.
I mean, out here fighting and knocking out everybody.
Man, we need a heavyweight, bro. We need a heavyweight, man.
And our heavyweight, we seen his ass sleep with his eyes closed when he fought Frankie Sanchez. Man. He was asleep.
No, we need
he was asleep.
We need a black heavyweight champion.
Nigga, have you watched me? I don't know if you watched BBO boxing before. I'm always with the heavyweight, especially Richie Torres. That was my guy. He got slapped.
Even Turkey Al Sheik said the Americans need a black heavyweight. They know,
we had a decent one. Lawrence O'Coley's black ass he popped dirty. Moses from the UK. You got Dynamite Dubois. He's from all the good heavyweights is from somewhere but here. I'm gonna tell you, it's probably the first time in boxing history where we know this many foreign niggas.
That's because it was never like that. The heavyweight boxers
all
in the
heavyweights,
NFL,
all
man.
our heavyweights playing basketball and playing
in
football.
The NFL, man. Yeah, football, man. I'm telling you, the checks is different, bro. Checks is different.
Say it again.
I said they all playing basketball and football. The checks is different.
Yeah. It got to be. I see they about to play Austin. What's his name? Austin Reeves, $200 million for 15 points a game. So it must not be boxing. Must not be on the list. I don't know, man. But I just say this: we seen Michael Hunter fight Usyk. I mean, and did we? Was that even a thing that we watched? Hell no. I just think boxing gotta do better, man, because we got the platforms, we got the people behind it. I just think all the pub faking and these little fake gangbang wars. Oh, we hate Tank. Oh, we hate Devin. Man, that's what's killing the sport, man. We gotta just come together and just go for it.
But you just shit it all over Devin.
Is doing it. This the era of these
social media.
You gotta forgive me, bro. I'm from the '90s. When I say fuck them, I don't mean it really. I'm just talking. I'm sorry. I'm from the ghetto. Forgive me, brother. Whoever said that, forgive me. I'm from the ghetto.
We all from the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? But you say shit on boxers was holding the sport back. You just shitted on two of the best black fighters in boxing. They top 5 black fighters in boxing.
I mean, they Ring Magazine, they top 10, both of them
from their track record. You know what I'm saying? So
are they the only black ones? Are they the only black fighters on the?
Hold on. You tripping because Shakur said he's Puerto Rican. Get it right. Get it right. He hanging out with TD Sports now.
It don't matter.
The nigga said he Puerto Rican.
We ain't gotta move.
At the end of the day, you can't say.
Hold on. Tommy, don't play that shit. You know he did that. That's his whole thing now. Now he's Puerto Rican. Hold on, the nigga was speaking Spanish. The nigga was speaking Spanish with Tommy's cousins. Cut the bullshit, man. We seen it. He did a whole video. Hold on, TD. Was he not speaking Spanish? Was he not speaking Spanish, TD? Was he not speaking Spanish?
Stay on topic.
Did the nigga speak Spanish and say where he is from?
Bro, he doesn't speak Spanish, bro.
Okay, bro, you didn't see the video now, T?
I seen the video, but that was
you didn't see the video.
He was doing like a little tribute to his father, bro. Come on.
Hey,
Jesus
man.
Christ. What about so anyway? Let me bring up a
BBO
couple.
trolling, man.
There's a couple American heavyweights that are the young fighters coming up. You got the kid from Zuffa that's pretty good. Van Houder, I think he's pretty good. And I've always been high. He's been hurt. He's supposed to come back soon. Ali Feliz, Dominican guy, but he's based out of Connecticut. He's another American heavyweight we could look at.
You got Joshua
He
Edwards
itty
as
bitty
well
though.
from Golden Boy.
And Josh
Yeah.
Edwards, my boy from
Yeah.
Houston, my dog.
Man,
He fight.
you got to blame. You got to blame the promoters, man. Nobody promotes fight like Don King.
What
Don
it is,
King
yo?
the man,
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I
Hello?
can say this right. Joshua
Hey, yo,
Edwards, he can be
look,
back.
yo,
He
why
can be
y'all
back
acting
in
like
action
y'all can't
against
hear me,
Oscar
yo?
Peraza on June 20th.
Wait, hold on, Ja. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We are men, ain't we? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I'm 34 years old. Look, yo, stop blaming the fighters, yo. They not in control of this. They just making a living.
Man, put
That's
the
all I
Primo
had to
down,
say,
nigga.
yo. Stop blaming the
Put the
fighters.
Primo down.
What up, BVO? Where you been at?
Put
You
the
ain't never
Primo.
hit. Then you want me to do an interview? You ain't never hit me up.
I went out of town. I got you. We gonna get you back. I was out of
Oh, all
town.
right. Hey, we all men here. Peace and blessings.
Yeah. So
That nigga was high as a kite, man. Shikes.
Damn, that boy was fried.
I need some of that. Hey, I need some of that weed, Cam. That's that Cincinnati weed.
I don't know what type of weed that is. There ain't no Cincinnati.
Hey, but
Blaze,
when they
them
do
niggas Cincinnati be
have
having
big
that
fights though,
fire,
they
bro.
got to deliver, man.
They be having that
It's
fire
like
down there in Cincy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, nah, bro, it comes down to some of these fighters, bro, because a lot of the fighters is doing a lot of the chatting out there, man, and doing all of this shit in the media right now and just keeping their name in the media, but they ain't actually fucking fighting. That's the issue. You know what I
they
mean?
spoil it, bro.
I think the social media.
Adrian Bronner got more traction than a lot of these dudes,
Yeah,
man.
man. Coach brought up a good point.
That's a fact.
Listen, Coach
But
brought
here,
up a great point with Don King. Don King had the best fights. He had the best pay-per-views, the best events. His guys were active, and you got a good show. You know what I'm saying? You had a good undercard as well. These fighters are not active either. I've always talked about this. These guys are fighting once every 15 months. You know, you'll be lucky if they fight 2 in 15 or 14 months. It's crazy.
Man,
you know
and
what I'm
God, they
saying?
got way too much ego to even do that.
hey,
You would never
but
see Salvez Jr. on a Mike Tyson card like they did back then. You niggas got too much ego. The
But
only
these dudes
person,
out
and
here
I gotta
supposed to
give him
get
credit.
$20 million
Only dude I
every
give
time
credit,
they lace up.
and the
You
dude I
don't
give
get
a lot of
$20
credit,
million every
Tank
time
get
you
a lot
lace
of
yeah,
up.
credit
but
to me when he had the Mexican Pussycat on his card with him. That was a hell of a thing. People don't
yeah,
give
but
Tank enough credit for doing that. That was a hell of a card.
see, what we felt what people ain't taking into consideration is this age of social media and how we consume media. Because back in the day, in the 90s and all that, you had to watch a TV. You had to be plugged into a wall. You had to look in front of a TV set. And there was scarcity amongst you being able to see these athletes.
And
Wasn't
you
no
know what else
social
you had?
media.
You know
You know
what
what I'm
else you
saying?
had?
What else you got, TD?
You had real media. You had real
But
journalists. You had real
but
writers.
TD, you know what it is?
You don't
But
have
yeah,
writers anymore.
but I'm gonna tell you, you got writers, but what you got with writers is you got a whole mix of everybody just putting their opinions on here. And the algorithm's just geared towards negativity and hate.
Nah,
See what I'm
it's
saying?
right. It's
And so it's
writers
like,
out there. It's just people
yeah,
don't read anymore. A lot of
no,
people don't read
exact. But what I'm telling
articles,
you,
Niggas
and
can't
then
read anymore, Cam.
a lot of the media now that's journalists out there now they're tapping into AI and stuff like that, and
yeah.
it's a lot of different stuff.
But the
As
point
far
I'm
as
trying to make
media
is
now.
we're drowning in information. So you can't like directly focus a whole pool of people into one source to view shit anymore. And there's so much accessibility. You see what I'm saying? Like people, let's
How is
not
that
forget
true
that
when they
streaming
fill the
killed.
damn basketball game up no problem? I went to the Browns game. It's always, and we be getting our ass kicked, and
But
it's always
but
sold out.
but
So that's
no,
not making no
because
sense,
hold
bro.
up,
Let me tell
no
you this though,
BVO,
The
the
thing
reason
is, hold
why,
on,
hold up.
Blaze. Let me
Hold
say
on
this
one
real
at a
quick,
time.
Blaze. The thing is, right now, a lot of this talk that we doing about a lot of these guys, it isn't translating for the numbers for these guys' fights and shit. That's just the fact of the matter. You know what I mean? A lot of these
Yeah, that's a
guys
good
doing a
point.
lot of capping out here, acting like they stars and they not stars like they portray. You know what I mean? And we're seeing it right now in AK right now.
And
And
but
that's
what I
what
want
I'm
to
saying.
say
Nah,
too
nah,
is leagues
these dudes ain't
is
stars because they were stars. They would fight on a regular basis. You know, I hate Canelo with a passion, but he was a star. That's why he fought 4 times a year because
but
people actually wanted to see him fight. if people want to see you fight, they're gonna put you on the tube. If they don't want to see
You,
you fight, then you're gonna be out the
I had
ring
to
8,
call
9,
Caleb
10,
Plant's lawyer.
11, 12 months.
but the thing is, you can't compare boxing to organized American sports like basketball, baseball, and football. Is because traditional media has always funded and funded that and made sure that they was on the widest platforms, and they're monopolies. There ain't no money. You can't
Blaze, we
create a
built
monopoly
Madison
inside of
Square Garden,
international
bro.
boxing.
Yeah,
You
but
realize that?
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, now I didn't really when I'm talking about the boxing writers, you had
Yeah, but
articles in
you
these.
can't put 82 fights or 41 fights in a season in
I know
Madison
what you
Square
said, what
Garden.
you're saying, but you had consistent articles in different papers, in different New York Times, the Bronx, the Boston Chronicle, whatever the Boston Journal. You had all these articles, and then you had media outlets as now like ESPN. They don't really cover boxing. You know what I'm
But
saying? And
because
Fox, they don't
boxing
cover
ain't popular
boxing.
no more like it used to be. TD, let's think about this. Back in the day, as we all know, with Muhammad Ali, even with Sugar Ray Leonard's area, it's like, hey, when you're world champion, especially if you're heavyweight world champion for all the OGs on the panel, you're almost more recognized than the president. You feel me? In the old era, as far as being heavyweight champion of the world. You feel me? You being heavyweight champion don't mean shit nowadays, as far as on a global scale and recognizability, because boxing, as far as the other sports, is not as popular as it used to be. These other sports done
Oh,
built
wait a
up
minute.
these
Now, Mike,
multi-billion
they
dollar
knew who Mike
machines.
Tyson was.
Like I
It's
see,
about the person.
but that's the end of it. You're talking about the 90s. We're talking about, like I told you, where the
But
where the
that's what I'm
where the
saying.
Man,
media
Though
then
you
we
changed
had
had
and
Mike
guys,
Tyson and Michael
what got
Jordan at the same
invested
time,
into.
brother.
you
Bro,
had guys that
nobody
wanted
invested in
that
organized boxing, bro. That's
there
why
was more.
it ain't popping like that. They don't market this shit.
Yeah,
That's
but
why.
there
What's
was
our
more.
biggest complaint about all the fights that we see? Hey man, how come y'all ain't doing the all access? Hey man, where's the poster at? Hey man, where's the commercial at? They don't invest the marketing dollars on
Man,
boxing anymore.
because these boxers don't have no charisma, brother. You gotta have
And
charisma,
there's
man.
and
No,
there's
really,
no
Bro,
really,
they didn't
integrity
what
even
it
now.
is
invest with
is
There's
Canelo
no
versus
integrity
Crawford.
now. Back then, there was more integrity. You had journalists that were asking real questions, and you had fighters that didn't want to talk to certain journalists because they didn't want to get asked the tough questions. Now it's easier for these fighters to have their own social media accounts and do their own posts, their own videos and
TD.
stuff
You
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
TD. You
and that's
forgot
a
when they
good
had
thing
the
and a bad thing
FBI
sometimes.
busting down
Sometimes it's a
Bob
good
and
thing.
Don
And
King's
sometimes the
door.
media creates
How the hell
propaganda,
they
make
have
you
more
think something
integrity
about
back
a
then?
fighter that ain't true.
I said the writers, the journalists, I think had more integrity because they were asking tough questions. You know what I'm saying? They were
I
held
love Jim
accountable.
Lampley. Jim Lampley was saying some bullshit
But Jim
on
Lampley was more of a
HBO.
broadcaster. He wasn't, really doing
He was a
anything as far
star
as
though. He was a star in the media. Are you talking
he
about
was
like
a
writers and
he was
specifically
a
like
play
Burt
by play
Sugar?
guy, and he was not
Are
very
you
well liked. And he beat his wife multiple times. So like he was not a likable
Dang,
guy.
that's cold. Hey, T,
No,
you went
it's the
down to the
truth.
gut.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
That brother said he beat his wife too.
Yes, he got in trouble for it. Listen, I had my man Pedro in here who used to write, who's a sports writer, right? And he worked with Don King, and he tells me all the stories. He shared the stories here on this channel, right? About Jim Lampley, that he had to stop him from choking his own wife, and he had to put him in a police chokehold. So,
Yep. He told us that story the last time we had
and
him
then
up.
there was the
Nasty.
same guy that criticized Floyd for it. You know what I'm saying? And talked so bad about Floyd and his domestic problems, and yet he was doing himself, and he was an alcoholic.
And that's that propaganda machine,
Yeah.
in which now
Can
there's
I ask you
multiple
guys a
sources.
question though, Blaze? Can you just at least admit that boxing has to do a better job of reaching younger guys? Because all of us are damn near over 30. That's on the panel
Yeah,
now.
but
And
that's what
most
Because
I'm
of
of
trying to tell
the
and
you.
most of us
MMA,
Think
that
man.
about
watch
it.
boxing are over 30. I
But
think it's
BBO,
not doing
think
a good
about it
job of
though.
reaching back.
Think
But
about it. But
now you
BBO.
got other combat sports. You got MMA who's just taking over a lot of the fans, man.
All right,
The
BBO,
younger
let me ask you a
generation, they
question
like the
about this, right?
MMA.
That's gonna answer your question. Hey, BBO, do you watch basketball more or less than you used to when you was a kid?
Probably
Less. I
less.
don't watch it at
Why?
all.
Okay, less, and because why? Because it's softer, right? It's like
Because
these
whack.
bogus
Yeah, I don't like
rules,
the game
right?
style. I'm not gonna say
So
it's soft the game style. Yeah.
Hey,
the
can
game
y'all
style,
hear
right?
me, man?
So hold on real quick, John. So
What
the
up,
thing
John?
is when these kids
Oh
come up
shit.
watching that style of basketball, seeing big ass super numbers. You feel me? Big ass dumb money that's being made by these kids playing like that. You feel me?
hmm
Shooting from 36 feet. You feel me? So it's like the kids is looking at the basketball They're not looking at the boxing because the money ain't there. There ain't consistent fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're only gonna see a fighter fight once or twice a year. Back then, remember, they used to fight sometimes 5-6 times until they made it
Yeah.
big. It's like it's a total different. It's a total different thing, because if we was kids, maybe if we was kids coming up in this era, we would be looking, hey, 200 million over here. These guys won't even keep it 100 how much these fights, they be capping about how much these boxers be making. See what I'm saying? And they ain't promoting it. So it's like, I can't even be mad at the kids for not liking boxing when shit, these guys, these kids be, even black kids is more into soccer than they are into boxing right now. You feel me? As far
Good
as how they
point.
promote it, as far as how they push it.
Let me ask you this though, T. You said reporters don't ask tough questions anymore. I don't think me and you could ever say that, because I done seen us ask some softball shit to people.
Yeah, but
I don't think me and you could say that though.
the bigger media, and no discredit, because there's some good guys in Fight Hype, but like Fight Hype, Fight Hub, some of those media outlets, they don't really ask the tough questions. Now, I know personally a couple of those guys, they ask good questions and they do great interviews, but then and the other side of it, there's guys that just like, they just throw up softball questions. You know what I'm saying? So
I've done that, so I can't complain. I remember when we had Schofield on, man. I was horrible on that interview. I didn't ask a damn thing.
No, he made us horrible because he wouldn't answer no questions, BVO. It was frustrating, and we were being respectful. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard when you got Scope. That was one of the worst interviews I ever did, because he wasn't really answering the questions. You know what I'm saying? And with all due respect, we probably should have just kicked him off, because when he questioned us and told us, "Oh, do your research," I was like, "Nah, bro, you're here. We asked you the question. Give us your answer." And it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's how you gotta go hard on them now. I want to see that.
BVO.
Yeah.
Hey, BVO, I asked Bill yesterday on the Coach Malachi's channel in the super chat if Devin would be ringside for the Boost versus Xander fight, and he wouldn't even answer the question.
Shit, call him out.
No, they ain't gonna be there. They don't
He
want
wouldn't
this
even
smoke.
answer the question, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's on the list,
Man.
though.
Man, that
Hey,
list
we all
is
men.
bull jump,
We all
man. That
men
list
here.
is
Call him
fugazi,
out.
man.
Hey,
He's on
you
the
I
list.
actually
think
you
I
do
think
the
I'm on
interview with
I
me.
think I'm
Ask
on the
me
list.
whatever tough questions
Coach,
you
you on the
need
list?
to.
Yeah, I'm on the
Don't be
list.
afraid. But I ain't know, I ain't like them or nothing.
Mm.
I'm just a simple man. But if I become president, man, y'all ain't never had to worry about money ever again, man. Sometimes you just gotta clean it up. We gotta clean up boxing. Kill them off and then resurrect. That's all you can do now. You need to raise some softies. All the real ones, that's their kids in there boxing. They can't really fight. It used to be if you was boxing because you had to. These niggas don't have to.
Just to on this
That's a good
common
point.
cam, it's the same.
Yep,
The
there you
same
have it.
here, and it's different now in this day and age too. Like, it's another thing. Social media era with all these electronics and
Yeah.
internet and stuff. When I was a kid, like, and I'm a lot older than a lot of people here. Probably me and D3, probably the oldest in here. Is that like we didn't have that? Like, we actually went outside. Like, I played ball, I played basketball, baseball. I coached little league baseball for many years. Like, now when I go by, and I still live in the Bronx and I still live in the hood, I pass by all these parks, they empty. When I was back then, we'd be in the parks. We gotta call next after next just to get on the court. We had to wait. You know what I'm saying?
Too many
Now the courts
perverts
are
out
free.
here.
You know,
Because of the
It's-
perverts. We
Let
gotta
me
get them
ask you
out the
this though. Let
way.
me ask you this, TD and Blaze. I think, and I really want you guys' real opinion on this. You guys don't think it hurts the sport? These like manufactured, like, you guys realize we don't get fights so much that niggas say they're debaters on YouTube because we don't have no fights to cover.
100%.
Niggas are debate and
The
paid to see people debate.
the content creators are killing the sport of boxing, man. Because what they do, they pit fan base after fan base. So if you like this guy, you gotta hate this other guy.
But you know what? The counter.
You can't like two fighters.
And you know what?
You
You're
gotta pick
absolutely
one.
right.
Stop the
You're
hate.
absolutely right, and I agree with that. But the counterpart is that people love it. They love the Jerry Springer type stuff. They love the debates. They love the arguments, and therefore, this is why they're successful at doing it. Like us, it's fun to a sense, but I don't like arguing and stuff like that. I like, maybe my point versus your point. Let's talk about it and move on. Like what we did in the barbershop, like we did in the corners, you know what I'm saying? Like we did when we actually went to the fights, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. So to their credit, they're just building off of what people like, and that's what people like, unfortunately.
Man, they don't
Yeah,
get no credit, man. You can't love hate. That don't go together. They don't get no credit for that. That's false prophet. Like
Hey,
that's
Mac,
classic
like,
false prophet, man. Like nowadays you could pay to say that you tough. Like Mike Tyson ain't never get to pay none of his opponents, and people know he tough in there. Like they don't get no credit for doing. You don't get good from doing something bad. That's just a fallacy that people try to say. That's all I'm saying with that. Like, man, you don't
that
get
brother.
good from doing bad. That's false profit. You don't get credit for doing some fraud-ish. That's a trick.
No, I agree, but that's just what it is. Like if you see it, and that's what coach is saying, and I agree with both of y'all. It's
You
just
can make money
it's what
off
it
of it,
is.
but that's temporary because you're gonna always get exposed, man.
Mhm.
You ain't gonna get no rest. You're gonna always be trying to protect that fraud stuff that you know you putting out there. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to keep on protecting it unless you come clean. Like
I'm
Shakur
rocking
gonna
with
have to come
GTD.
clean.
That's
He
it.
gonna have to
That's
come
all.
clean, yo. He gonna have to
yeah.
he gonna have to admit what his injuries really looking like. Whether he want to admit it for himself or not, it's gonna come to the light. And that's gonna affect his legacy ring magazine belt or not. That ring magazine belt not about to protect you from that. That's all temporary. You gotta get in that ring like you
Mm.
was doing in the amateurs.
Well,
Yeah, that's
well,
before
guys,
everybody was broke. I mean, I didn't practice football as much as I did when I was growing up on the west side of Cleveland. I didn't. When I got the when I found out I was good, I wasn't really working as hard as I probably should have been. That's just how it goes, man. It's just that's just human nature.
Well, you lead by example. You know what I'm saying? Your elders come before you for a reason. You gotta break that chain. Then it's just like, yo, he ain't the biggest bank. Big bank take little bank, and then God above all of that. Like, so I don't see what you trying to be lazy for. You talking about comparing yourself to Floyd. Floyd known for
Hey,
a
John,
lot of
everybody,
things.
a lot of dudes, a lot of these dudes ain't worth two flies smashed. When you go up, if you live in the hood, a lot of dudes that's older than you, these niggas not even working every day. So I mean, who really can you look at? I mean, football and social football got a Glenville High School is in a probably one of the worst areas in Cleveland.
You
They
look
had three
at
picks go
yourself,
top 10.
man.
They went top
Cause
10. They had three kids go top 10. So
look
it can
at
be done.
yourself though, man. Shakur starting to look like Jay Prince. He might as well start being a promoter. Like he literally starting to look like Jay Prince. And you look at Shakur, like his face changing. He's starting to look like Jay now. Like, yo,
Well, you gonna look like the dude that's playing
he
dad
need to
to you.
look at himself in the mirror. And who
Yeah,
you
because
wanna be,
whoever
G?
feeding
Who
you,
you
you'll start
wanna
looking
be,
like
yo?
him.
You
Who
gonna
you
look like
wanna
who put
be,
food in your
man?
mouth.
He feeding him.
Hey,
He's starting to
that
look like
ain't
him.
his fault. That's Shakur. You looking at him too hard. Look at yourself. You ain't gonna
Yeah.
have him when it's all said and done. You gonna have to look at yourself anyway. You might as well just start doing it now.
mm.
It's
Well,
being
guys,
I mean,
listen,
recorded too, yo. It could make
I'm
a
a,
whole mixtape.
guys, I gotta get off in a minute. I
all
appreciate
right, brother.
everybody that came up, man. This
Appreciate you,
was
man.
All
this
right,
was
Appreciate you.
good.
peace and blessing.
Everybody had some great points today. This was dope, man. I mean, I probably need to do this more often. You know what I'm saying? My man D Free. We didn't have to do much, D Free. we, we didn't have to do much. We got our points. This is good. I like this, man. This is why I do this. Like to have good boxing talk, you know what I'm saying? Respectful. And it was fun, you know what I'm saying? So my man BVO was great today, even though he was I don't know what BVO was on today, but he was great. He was great. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? But any final thoughts before we close out the show?
Hey man, free
Hey,
Larry Hoover, man, and keep your faith in God. I'm gone.
hey, at the end of the day, hey, if we get the fight, hey, the fans win. The fans been asking for the fight, so you can't turn around and complain about it now that you're getting it. This is the problem that we have in the sport of boxing. Fans ask for something and then they turn around and complain once they get it. It's never good enough. It's just like a kid when they ask for some candy, then they turn around and they want some ice cream to go with it. No, you asked for candy, you didn't ask for ice cream. So I mean, you just got to be satisfied with what you get. If you ain't satisfied, then find something else to do. I keep telling you, you ain't got to pay for it. If it ain't something that you like, don't pay for it. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you having me up. We'll do this again, and I'll catch you on the next one, TD.
I appreciate you, D-Free. Guys, go subscribe. I put his link in the chat because I want you guys to make sure you subscribe to D-Free. We both streaming to both of our channels at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I got his logo up here and everything. That's my guy. And, you know, we work together often, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to interviews and our shows. So please, the link is in the chat. Go subscribe to D-Free. Want to get his numbers up, get him monetized. You know what I'm saying? He deserves it. Because he be up there. Not only he helps me, he helps a lot of people on this platform, you know, as well. So please go subscribe to my man D-Free. And you know, go subscribe to my man BVO. BVO be cooking too, man. That's my guy BVO. You know what I'm saying? He been on a little tear lately, you know, getting that David Benavidez. And that's okay. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys, appreciate everybody that came up. We'll do this again maybe Friday or something like that. And you know, we'll catch you in the next one, man. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. And
check out my nigga Clarence tomorrow. My man Honey Butter. He on 7:30.
before the Lick game. Before the Lick game. Yo, that's crazy. All right, be safe, guys.